Hi PETA Pack, Coach Darren here. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your long run every week. I know you guys are just now getting into some longer runs on your weekly runs. And the long run is really important because that's ultimately what's going to get you through the half marathon. So all the training that goes on during the week, the cross training, the stretching, the yoga, and the shorter runs are helpful, but the long run is what it's all about. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to give you some tips and some pointers. Hopefully I'll help you guys get through the longer runs where there's a lot of mental sort of focus that you need to apply to that in order to sort of power through it, okay? So first thing I wanted to say is that you want to have a really positive mindset going into your long run, because all kinds of things can go wrong during your run. You can feel a little dehydrated, or you're just not feeling that well, you didn't eat that well, you had a late night. But you just have to get mentally ready to be positive when you get in, before you start that run, so that when you get into it and the pain sets in and the fatigue and the dehydration, you're able to sort of power through that run and really finish what you started that day. That's a big part of running a marathon or training for a half marathon. So second of all, which is along the same lines, is to have a little self mantra or some kind of positive pep talk that you give yourself, or a phrase that you use that you can always go to when you're in the worst of the worst feelings, if you're just not feeling it, you want to quit. You want to have something that you can just go back to, and it can be whatever it is, whatever motivates you. It could be just, I can do this, or I'm going to do this, and you just repeat it to yourself enough times that it literally takes over the negative talk in your mind, and you're just speaking positive words back to yourself. Okay, so a little positive pep talk for yourself. It can be a personal thing, or you can actually share it with your friends, whatever, but it's just something that keeps you on track and lets you get through those moments where you don't feel like following through with your long run, or you feel like quitting. So you want to just be able to overcome those feelings of doubt or negativity, okay? So also, let's talk a little bit more about actual physiology when it comes to the long run. The most important thing by far is to keep yourself hydrated, which means to hydrate before, during, and after your long run, so that you can recover quickly and also recover during the run. So the long run is actually a test of your mental focus, but also physically it's like a little, you're going to feel good, you're going to feel bad, you're going to feel good, you're going to feel bad. It's going to come and go, and you want to be able to power through the low points and have the hydration to keep your body. If you know you're hydrated, you know you can push yourself through, and you're not going to risk injury or risk any other kind of dehydration symptoms. So next thing I want to address regarding long runs, the long run, is your gear. You want to make sure that everything you're wearing from your feet up to your head are going to be comfortable and not bother you, or not create some kind of friction during your run, or something that's irritating you, kind of rubbing at you, because that's going to be another reason for you to focus on a negative thing. So if your gear is good to go, your shoes are comfortable, you're wearing the right socks, your shoes are big enough, they're not rubbing, your shirt is not rubbing, you're comfortable in your outfit, you're not too cold, not too hot, you have the right headwear on if it's freezing cold out, then you'll have less of a chance of creating some negative talk about your gear, okay? So think about it head to toe. Also, that includes your fuel pack. If you're going to wear a fuel belt, is it comfortable? Is it going to move around? Is it going to become annoying? Or is it going to be able to endure the up and down and the jogging? So figure out a system that works for refueling. If that's carrying a water bottle, they make some great water bottles that fit into your hand, you can carry them, or a fuel belt, or something that tucks into your shirt. Whatever works for you. Everybody's got their own style, but you've got to come up with something that's going to be comfortable, and you're going to be able to do it for the entire course of the run. That also leads me to the next thing, is to make sure you carry enough hydration to keep yourself going. The actual race day, you're going to have aid stations that are going to allow you to have juice and fruit and water and hydrate, but on your own long runs you're not going to have aid stations, so you need to have stuff carrying with you. If you're carrying a small hydro pack, that's fine, but you just make sure you map it out and figure out what works, okay? If you have any questions, you can always email us and we can give you more details. Okay, second thing is to allow breaks during your run. If you're going on your long run and you're really not feeling it, rather than give up on your run, take a walk break, take extra walk breaks. If you're just not feeling it that day, just get it done. Don't worry about it if you don't run the whole thing, you're not on your time. Just get it done and chalk it off. You did it. The next one will be better. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just mix in more walk breaks. Walk the hills if you have to, or come up with a little system where you walk a song, run a song, walk the flats, or walk for a block and run a block, or whatever it takes for you to kind of get yourself through a day where you're not feeling it. That's the most important thing. Okay. Next thing on the list actually is just in general to prepare nutritionally before your long run. That means the day before, try to get a good meal with some complex carbs, some root vegetables or whole grains. with a good enough amount of calories is the main thing, that you feel good the next day. So you don't want to go skimpy on the day before. You want to make sure you're fueling up and you're not going into that next day under fueled, okay? If you wake up in the morning and you're hungry, make sure you eat some, like one of my favorite pre-run snacks is a piece of whole grain bread with some almond butter or half a banana and some soy milk. It's something to give you a little energy, a little bit of protein, a little bit of complex carbs that you can get through the run, okay? To wrap up preparation for your long run days, when your run is over, it's important to have a little ritual where you shower and refuel with a green smoothie or whatever feels good to you to get some protein, complex carbs into your system within 30 minutes after the run, and then a light stretch on the carpet or at home, but just wrap up with a good shower and refuel and stretch a little bit so that you have a positive feeling about it when you go into your next run the following week, okay? Good luck with your next run, long run, and I'll look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks.